Okay, so I'm gonna just make 2 videos in one night because I look good. And I want to like kind of post them like back to back kind of. So this is like a mental health check for me. And I just wanted to talk about like my mental state and where it's currently at, where it was before. So as of right now, like my mental state is good. Like it's something that I've dealt with for a long time. And I went to therapy one time. I don't know what the hell we talked about, but I went to therapy one time when I was like 15. And I guess I didn't get nothing out of it. I just didn't want to go again. I'm not against therapy, and even now I'm thinking about going to therapy. I think therapy is a very good outlet. And now like I don't feel like I need it necessarily, but I still want to go because I don't need clarity on some things, but I definitely would want it just to help me be more at ease. I feel like I've been through a lot of situations where I didn't get the proper clarity that I needed or wanted. Like, and you're not always going to get that, but I just kind of want it from a professional standpoint. Like, I've definitely been through a lot. Like, I've never harmed myself in any way. I've never cut myself or anything like that. But suicide has definitely was on my mind. It was on my mind a lot. Like it would only come up when I was triggered by something. And we're gonna talk about like triggers in like another video, but definitely never tried to, but it was definitely a thought. Like I'm trying to find a happy medium between like being very transparent with you guys, but not like basically telling you every damn thing about me, if that makes sense. But suicide definitely was on my mind a couple times in my life. But obviously, like I said, right now I'm good. So when it comes to mental health, I feel like I feel like I don't know. Personally, for me, I don't know what triggered mine. Maybe like my upbringing. Maybe I wasn't like loved properly or loved the right way. I don't know. That's the only thing I could really think of. I never really told my parents I love you. Like they never really told me they love me, and I know they do, but it was never really said. Hugs never happened. Kisses never really happened. So I think that's why I'm so awkward about it now. I don't like hugging. Like I don't like it. Like I'll hug my girlfriend, but I won't hug my parents. It's weird. I don't know. But I definitely think your upbringing does contribute to contribute. Why'd I say it like that? To your mental health a lot. But for me, I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it. A lot of people don't talk about mental health, and that's why I wanted to start this channel, because I want to be very open about it. I want to be very transparent about mental health and how it affects people, like what people go through, what I went through on a daily basis with depression and stuff like that. Now I'm self-diagnosing myself. I've never gotten tested for depression, but I had something because it was definitely there for 10 years. Like, so I had something. But, my way of getting through it, like, recently, especially, like, what triggered me the most with depression and feeling like I did not want to live was a relationship. If you are not mentally stable, I repeat, please do not put yourself in a relationship. It's not going to make it better. Like, and that's what I thought would happen for me. I put myself in 2 separate relationships back to back, thinking, this is gonna help me. I feel loved. I feel this. Baby, no, don't do that. And that would be also like those relationships that I'm talking about. Those 2 different ones, I'm gonna talk about in another video. I'm gonna talk about like what I went through with those relationships and what I did, what the person did to me, and the outcome and stuff like that. I'm gonna talk about that in another video. But don't be in a relationship. Don't try to get into a relationship to rely on somebody else for your happiness. It will make it worse. Like it will not work out. I'm telling you right now, it will not work out. And that was definitely my downfall. That basically at the end of the day, like what made me really overcome my situation and my mental instability was literally not talking to anyone, not a damn soul, for a minute, over a month, over 2 months, just being by myself. If you believe in God, that is a good way to go. Like, I'm not a spiritual person at all. I did not grow up in the church. I went to church occasionally, but that is not the atmosphere that I grew up in. Of course, like my family believes in God and stuff like that, but like I said, it wasn't really enforced. Church was not enforced. The Bible was not enforced. But growing up, my mom always said, like, just pray on it. Like, when she would see that I would be sad, like, she would say, just ask God to help you, ask him to guide you. And of course I would do it, but I wasn't really a prayer. Like, I didn't get down on my knees, and I didn't have faith and have hope in him that he would eventually, when the time is right, on his timing, because everything is on his timing, that you'll find the way because of him. So trusting in him and having faith in him definitely helped me a lot. Talking to him, I talk to him almost every day, just out loud. Like, I'll talk to him. I won't necessarily get on my knees and pray, but I'll talk to him directly, just about how I'm feeling, how I'm currently feeling, even though he already knows. But like, it's just, it helps me to get it off my chest, so that's definitely how I overcame it, just talking to him, having faith in him, believing in something helped me so much. Like, I'm about to cry. See, and I knew that this situation was going to be very touchy. But yeah, like, having faith in something definitely helps. Believing in something and holding on to that, like, definitely helps. And for me, like, believing in him and believing that he was going to help me and guide me into the right direction, like that, I held on to that. And I talked to him every day, and he gave me clarity on a lot of things. And that helped me, and self-care is a big thing too. And that also will be what my channel is surrounded by as well, is self-care. That's something that I do often. It helps a lot. Tending to yourself, being there for yourself, pampering yourself, it helps. Even if you're not going to go out, put your best outfit on, look in the mirror, take some pictures. Like, it helps. It definitely does help. For the girls, like, put on makeup, make yourself look good. You don't even if you don't wear makeup, then do something else that makes you feel pretty. Like, doing little things like that definitely does help. Self-care has been a big contribution to my mental stability as well. And I'll get further into that as well in a later video. But just like I said, like, just pampering yourself, that definitely has helped me a lot. And if you have close family, or if you have family that you can, like, confide in, talking to them about anything, being closer with them, because that's another thing too with mental health. Like, for me, I pushed away my family unintentionally a lot. I pushed away everyone, not just them, but I pushed away everyone because it's like, I don't want to be bothered. I just want to be sad by myself. You know what I mean? I don't want to be a burden on anyone. I don't want to drag anyone into my mess. So for me, I was like, you know what? Like, I pushed everyone away, and I just was in my little hole by myself for a long time. And I felt like I was just there. Like, I felt like I was just a living soul. I didn't have no feeling, no emotion, no nothing. So it was definitely a very rough patch. I've never been alone, ever. That's always been a fear of mine, to be alone. And I wouldn't say it's not a fear now, but it definitely was more of a fear before. So the way I coped with that was always being in a relationship, not in like girlfriend relationship, but like I always was talking to somebody. I was never by myself, never single at all. I was always talking to somebody. And I never had time to really acknowledge my true feelings because I was always in somebody's face. So that's definitely a word of advice for me too. Like, take a step back and leave relationships alone. And if that's something that you struggle with too, feeling like you have to be in somebody's face, you need to take a step back and realize that you need to be happy and love yourself first before you can love anyone else or be happy with anyone else. You have to love yourself first. And that's something I struggle with. I did not love myself at all. And when I look back on my situations that I dealt with, I'm like, girl, like, what were you thinking? It's embarrassing. Like, it's truly embarrassing when I look back and I see how I acted, and I see how I dealt with certain things, how I let people treat me. I was like, girl, are you for real? I would never let somebody treat me how they never. I'm sorry. It's embarrassing. Like, I'm like, ew, girl, what? Like, you let people treat you like that? Like, nah, I'm sorry. I definitely do recommend being by yourself, learning yourself, growing by yourself. You don't need nobody to be happy. You have to be happy by yourself. You have to be. And until you find happiness by yourself and love yourself, you're never going to be happy with anyone because you are not there for yourself first. So we're definitely going to go more in depth about this in other videos, but you just have to remember to love yourself, be there for yourself. Don't rely on any people. Are going to let you down. People are going to let you down. Even family can let you down. They're more reliable than friends and relationships, but even family can let you down. Do not rely on anybody to be there for you. You have to be solid within yourself. It took me a long time to get to that point, but you have to be solid within yourself before you can make anyone else happy, before you can love anyone else. You have to have that for yourself first. Because how somebody treats you is a reflection of themselves. How you treat somebody is a reflection of yourself. You have to be uncomfortable for a little bit to get to a stage in your life where you're finally content. You have to go through that uncomfortable stage, but it's going to be worth it in the end. You just got to put in the effort to want better for yourself. Definitely talk more in depth about that in a later video, with like abandonment issues and trust issues, how to love yourself, what to do to love yourself, how to take care of your mental health, how to maintain it. That would be another video. All right, so just know that you are very loved. God loves you, even if nobody around you is telling you that they love you. Just know that God loves you. You have a purpose on this earth, and just know that your life matters. Don't let nobody tell you otherwise. So pretty. And that's another thing too, let me tell y'all, compliment yourself. Okay, compliment yourself. And that's one thing that's helped me a lot with my confidence. I am less insecure now. And we're gonna talk about that in another video too. I have so many videos that I want to talk about. Like, I have like a whole list. But insecurities, self-confidence is another video that I want to pull up for y'all. But yeah, compliment yourself. You're beautiful. You're loved. Okay, compliment yourself, because I do that often. I at least do it once a day. Like, bitch, you're pretty. Look at yourself. Look like, bitch, you look good. You look great. Make sure you compliment yourself, okay? Even if you have a lot of flaws that you feel like, ugh, like, ew. I hate this right here. My nose is huge. I hated it for the longest time. I still am kind of like, I'm not as insecure. No, definitely not as insecure. Let me stop. Oh my God, let me stop. But anyways, compliment yourself, love yourself. Don't rely on nobody for your happiness. Be happy within yourself. Love yourself. And I will see you guys next video. Bye.